Shalom, I'm Nama Rue. This is Rabbi David Rue. And we're talking about the weekly Parshah, the portion of the Torah that we read every week. And this week's Parsha is Parsha Shmini. And we're not just going to talk about the Parsha, but we're going to talk about some of the learnings and how we see them in the stories of our people over time.
Yes. In this week's Parsha, we have the death of two of Aaron's four sons. And it says, V'yidom Aharon, that Aaron was silent. He accepted the decree. He accepted Moshe Rabbeinu's rebuke over not eating the various karbanos. And that's it. He accepted. He was Makabel. The Chassidim say that Rav Shlomo of Radomsk had a son-in-law named Reb Lipman. And once his son-in-law, Reb Lipman, went to meet Reb Menachem Mendel of Kotsk, the famous Kotsker Rebbe. And the Kotsker asked Reb Lipman to say something over that he had heard from his father-in-law. So the Reb Lipman said, and he says, when the tzaddik once said that when Aaron HaKohen was rebuked, the Torah records in Aaron HaKohen's praise, V'yidom Aharon, that he accepted it. Aaron held his peace, he was quiet. And this shows the high spiritual level he had attained of being able to accept the bad with the same level, spiritual level, of accepting the good. The Gemara in Bracha says that we're supposed to accept a bad decree. We're supposed to say the Bracha of Dayan Emes with the same simchas which we say Hatova Meitiv or Shachianu.
Can you translate all of that? Dayan Emes.
Who is good for us. Dayan Emes is the true judge. When someone dies or we hear very bad news, we say
Blessed
Baruch
is.
atah Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam, Dayan Emes, that God is the true judge.
Blessed is the true judge.
And when we get good news, if it's for us alone, we say Shachianu. If it's for us and other people, we say Atova Meitiv, who is good and does good.
Shechianu is like, thank you for bringing me to this season.
Yes. So, however, when David HaMelech receives an evil decree, he says, L'man yizamercha kavod v'lo yidom, so that I will sing your praises and not be silent. Meaning, there is accepting God's decree, and there is being happy about God's decree. David HaMelech reached a higher level than Aaron HaKohen. Aaron HaKohen said, V'yidom Aharon, he was quiet. David HaMelech said, L'man yizamercha kavod, so that I will sing your honor. When I receive a difficult decree from God, I will thank him for that. V'lo yidom, and I will not be quiet. I will not be like Aaron, who is quiet. When Reb Menachem Mendel of Kotsk, the Kotsker Rebbe, heard this, he was very happy with the vort. It's interesting. Sometimes you can say more with a short thing than with a long thing. It's often the Gemara says, Tav pilpul harifta, mimale sali de kiri, that wood is one sharp pepper. One sharp pepper is better than an entire basket of cold ones, right?
For sure.
So, yes. But also, in terms of Torah, one good remark is better than a long shear. Say it carefully, get it done. I remember once I was asked to speak at a minyan at the end of Musaf every Shabbos. And I spoke for exactly 2 minutes. And the first time I spoke, people weren't even paying attention yet because they were used to rabbis warming up much longer than 2 minutes, so they were still relaxing. And the third week, the Gabbai Sheni of the minyan came to me and said, this is phenomenal. He said, there's introduction, content, and conclusion in 2 minutes. And someone else who was standing there said, every Shabbos I go home and at lunch my wife asks me what the rabbi said in Shul, and I can never remember what he said. He said, when you speak this way, I'm always able to say over what the rabbi said in Shul.
It's concise, it's clear.
Concise, it's clear.
You don't have to pay attention for too long. You just get it.
Right. And so, too, this is one of the messages here. We should always be aware of where we are and what the next madrega, the next level up that we should be going to is. And we should be able to measure ourselves. And so we can say that concisely and clearly.
So we went from being grateful, proactively grateful for the good and for the bad that comes to us in our lives.
Well, we should try and get there. Aaron HaKohen wasn't there. Aaron HaKohen was able to say, V'yidom Aaron. Aaron accepted the decree of God.
It was also very sad. I mean,
it was. But David HaMelech has, several of his sons killed in his lifetime and so on. He has sons that rebel against him and so on. Nonetheless, David HaMelech is able to go past that and say, I will thank God over these things.
Okay. So then we go from that to being concise. What was the jump?
The story here that Reb Lipman told the Kotzker was very, very brief. Yet the Kotzker was very happy about it. It didn't require a long, intricate thing.
It wasn't disappointing.
It wasn't disappointing.
He accepted
Tav
it.
Pilpul Harifta, this one sharp, good pepper, was good enough to be a great word for that Shabbos.
So we can be happy about the good, the bad, and the strange and the unexpected.
We should work so that we can be happy about all of those things.
It's a journey.
It's very difficult to get to that level. It's difficult to get to the level of Aaron HaKohen, much less to the level of David HaMelech.
Right.
Everyone should have a good, reflective, inspiring Shabbos.
Amen. Shabbat Shalom.